Hello, my name is Reinhard Grimm, and my sister is called Sabina Grimm. We are the 5 times great-grandchildren of the Brothers Grimm, and we collect stories in the same way they do. We have been focusing on Croydon recently, where there are almost too many stories to collect. Some of the stories you are about to hear are from some children in Croydon and the local area, a variety of ages, a variety of themes, but all of them incredibly expressive and honest and very well written. So enjoy the following stories from our brilliant Croydonites.
The Secret Garden by Savi Patel. One rainy morning, a girl called Harmony was looking out of the window pane with her paper boat that she'd made that day. Harmony is 9 years old. She has long brown curly hair and loves playing with her dog, Honey. She loves doing arts and crafts. Her dad is called Jay and he is from India. Her mum is called Victoria and she is from Sanderstead. They got married on a tour of India. Honey is a dog. She is very fluffy and is a cockapoo that is toffee brown. She loves playing fetch. She has a collar that has 2 pom-poms on the side that are turquoise and the rest is hot pink. Then it stopped raining, so Harmony asked her mum, "Can I go outside in the garden?" "Yes," Victoria answered. So she got Honey from her bed and went outside with her and the paper boat. Then, when she got outside, she dropped her paper boat in a puddle. The boat circled round a twig in the puddle. Harmony picked it up and threw it as far as she could. It landed in a bunch of ivy on the brick wall. Honey pulled the ivy off the wall. Harmony saw a sparkle through a tiny hole and she peeked through it. She touched a brick and then the brick wall crumbled. Honey was excited and was jumping about. An enchanted forest had appeared. It had a weeping willow, and on that weeping willow were 2 rainbow birds sitting on a twig, humming. Red and orange and yellow and green, blue and indigo and violet. And under that drooping tree there was a wooden bench. Next to the bench was a flower bed with bird of paradise, tulips, daisies and snowdrops. Harmony thought, "That's strange, a bird of paradise in Sanderstead." Beside the weeping willow was a turquoise blue river. In the distance, Honey saw a magical unicorn. Its horn was as colourful as a rainbow. The unicorn was so friendly that she kneeled on her knees and let Honey and Harmony on. They tapped the unicorn and her horn lit up and started tinkling. Then she galloped as fast as she could to the house. Jay and Victoria asked, "Where have you been all this time? It's dinner time." They had pizza and chips for dinner. But where had the unicorn gone? Well, she went under her bed so they can play together with Honey. For dessert, they had ice cream. "A unicorn can have this," Harmony said. "What?" her mum and dad said. Honey started barking. "Shh," Harmony whispered.
This is an acrostic poem by Lana about Croydon. C. Caring community.
Ah, rich in talent.
O. Optimistic people.
Y. Yearning for peace.
D. Different cultures.
O. On one mission to change.
N. Negative perceptions.
Ishani's comic. Me, Ishani, and my friend, Mishka, are having a trip to Croydon. First, we'll go to Costa for a sweet snack. Next, we get some stationery from W.H. Smith. Now we go to read and buy some books at the library. Next, we go on a tram to the Whitgift Centre. Now it gets dark. We go for dinner at McDonald's. We get the tram to Croydon bus station. Now we take the bus home.
This is a short story by Alina. It is called To Visit or Not to Visit. Well, let's find out. Once upon a time, in a kingdom, there lived a princess with her father, the king, Alfred I. The princess's name was Lana, and she was from Croydon. She wore a queer necklace, which she promised never to take off. Lana received whatever she wanted in the whole globe, which would help her in her education. But she couldn't do one thing. That longed-to-be-fulfilled wish was to travel the world. She tried to persuade the king, but he was never convinced. The thought of not visiting the world was such a devastation to the princess, but there was a tragic and heartbreaking story behind this, and Lana knew it well. You see, after the birth of Lana, the queen, who is her mother, had to go to an important meeting. As the queen was travelling, she was attacked by robbers. These robbers were mean, rotten, nasty, wicked, outrageous. They stole her gold, food, and valuables, but the most gory and tragic part was that the soldiers were slaughtered. But the queen was not killed, as her dead body was never found. Since then, the king has been paranoid of letting his only daughter travel, even though she wanted to search for her mother. One day, when everyone was asleep, Lana escaped from the palace. She was excited to travel the world out of her kingdom borders. When she approached the village, in a blink of an eye, she was back in her bedroom. Confused and dumbfounded, she tried several more times. At the end, she was so astonished that she wasn't able to breathe or blink. After her breakfast, Lana asked this to her dad. He was pretending he couldn't hear her. Lana then insisted to travel outside the kingdom borders. The king ignored her. She went outside in front of the village, and once more, in a nanosecond, she was in her room. Suddenly, Lana realized that her dad knew about this. Angrily, she asks the king if she was right, or was it a stereotype? Her dad apologized as he started to explain. After the mysterious event, the king went to an old friend of his. She was a good witch. He asked how to prevent Lana from travelling. Sally, which is the witch's name, gave him the necklace and explained the instructions loudly, clearly, and carefully. Lana then realised that at her age, she is not allowed to travel. So she wore the necklace until she was 15. Where she found her mother in the holy city of Jerusalem. She escaped before the robbers could capture her, and she followed the stars, arriving at Jerusalem. She was pregnant a few months ago. On April 16th, a baby brother who is named Robert II was born. He was taken to Croydon. However, the king had become terribly ill. Therefore, Lena stayed to help her father get better. Thankfully, he recovered from his illness. Lena then travelled the world, and she has won countless Nobel Peace Prizes for travelling the earth more than 15 times. Soon, everyone in the world knew her. Do you know her? The end.
Gonna break it down now cause I'm going to Mars. Gonna play downtown cause I'm playing with cars. Gonna come back now and say hi. Just don't be scared, just come right here. No more now, just don't be fit. I'm rapping to you, so listen to me, yeah. Can you feel the music here tonight? Gonna break it down now cause I'm going to Mars. Gonna play downtown cause I'm playing with cars. Gonna come back now and say hi. Just don't be scared, just come right here. No more now, just don't be fit. I'm rapping to you, so listen to me, yeah. Can you feel the music here tonight? Ready for this? Welcome. Get ready to be amazed. Stop the knives and stop the crimes. You can't run, but you can't hide. They're coming for you. Protect the country, protect the town. There's police everywhere, so don't frown. And stop the knives and stop the crimes. You can't run, but you can't hide. They're coming for you. Protect the country, protect the town. There's police everywhere, so don't frown. Stop the knives and stop the crimes. You can't run, but you can't hide. They're coming for you. Protect the country, protect the town. There's police everywhere, so don't frown. Stop the knives and stop the crimes. You can't run, but you can't hide. They're coming for you. Protect the country, protect the town. There's police everywhere, so don't frown. Stop the knives and stop the crimes. You can't run, but you can't hide. They're coming for you. Protect the country, protect the town. There's peace everywhere, so don't frown. And stop the knives and stop the crimes. You can't run, but you can't hide. They're coming for you. Protect the country, protect the town. There's peace everywhere, so don't frown.
Ishani, Croydon Happenings. Today I had a trip to Croydon. First to the library. I bought 3 books. Next, I had a snack at Costa. I had a hot chocolate with marshmallows and a chocolate flake. I am going to get some stationery for my art. Pencils, pens, canvas, watercolour paints and watercolour paper.
This is a short story by Zainab Parekh, aged 9. It is called The Great Dream. We had just moved and were new to the area. I had never been to Croydon, so I didn't know what to expect. The first thing I wanted to do was explore my new house. I ran up the creaky old stairs. Then I walked into a big, dark, gloomy room. I switched on the light, and there I saw a tall, shiny, and bright mirror staring at me. It seemed mesmerising. The minute I tried to look, Mum called very loudly,
Time for bed.
I couldn't get the mirror out of my head. There was something magical about it. As soon as Mum tucked me in and the pitter-patter of her footsteps had gone, I went back to the room with the mirror. I walked closer and closer to it, and something amazing happened. The mirror lit up bright in my face, and I was whooshed into it. I didn't know what to do because I felt like I was going as fast as a roller coaster ride. Before I knew it, I was thrown onto a green hill. I looked around and could see a lovely view with beautiful elm trees all around. On my right, there was a small cottage made of thatch and wood. It was the most beautiful sight. I called for help, but no one answered. Then I walked towards the beautiful cottage. To my surprise, 2 little furry animals gently grabbed my hand and whispered,
"Don't be scared."
"Is this for real? Are they talking to me?" "Where am I?" I asked.
"You are in Coombe Wood. Welcome to our world and follow us,"
they said. Laughing, screaming, and crying with joy, we excitedly rolled down a hill. My new fluffy friends shouted,
"You must be hungry. Close your eyes and count to 5.
I did exactly as they said. A sweet, tangy scent hit my nose swiftly. I opened my eyes to find myself in a pile of oranges on a busy street full of hustle and bustle. Straight ahead, a big sign caught my eye. It said, Surrey Street Market. I listened to all the vendors shouting,
"Pound a bowl."
They were very nice to me and gave me all kinds of fruits to eat. I ate and ate until I could eat no more. Suddenly, I realized that my furry friends had vanished. I went looking for them, walking down the street, and saw interesting people of all kinds. I walked and walked until I could walk no more. Unexpectedly, I saw a funny-looking thing that looked like a train, but it was on the road. "What is that?" I mumbled.
"A tram,"
said a soft, gentle voice. Without a warning, the doors opened wide. I ran in and sat on a seat thinking where this tram would take me. A few moments later, I heard a loud announcement.
"The next station is East Croydon."
Croydon! That sounded familiar, like somewhere I had been before. It had been a long day, and I started feeling sleepy. I rested my head and closed my eyes, hoping that I would get home soon to Mum. A loud sound awoke me. Tick, tock, tick. My alarm clock rings.
"It's 8:30.
Mum shouted.
"Wake up. You'll get late for your first day at school."
Confused and puzzled, I jumped out of bed, thinking, where have I been? Was it all a dream? I looked at Mum and said, I was in Croydon today. Mum looked at me and laughed.
Off we go.
Excited to meet my new friends and find out more about the magical land of Croydon, I joyfully walked to my new school, the best school in the whole of Croydon, David Livingstone Academy.
Poem of Palace. Crystal Palace FC is based in Croydon, you see. They play at Selhurst, and when they score, you'll almost burst. Roy Hodgson's Red and Blue are Croydon through and through. The Palace Foundation helps those across the nation, from helping homeless people find shelter to healthy eating in schools. This club from Croydon is really cool. Wilfred Zaha went to Whitehorse. He comes to say hello. This young boy from Croydon is an inspiration, you know. Crystal Palace FC is the club for me. Come follow the crowd. They may be loud, but more importantly, they are South London and proud. And that's by Angelo Carlucci, aged 8. Brilliant, Angelo.
This is Jelly Boy by Lila and Fab. A boy was walking down the street with Jelly. He loved Jelly. He loved superheroes. At that time, some superheroes came. A superhero named Fab dropped his can of power. It fell near a drink van. The man gave the fizzy drink. Can of power. Cool. The van went to drink.
and fizz. The boy also was going to drink and fizz. Drinks and fizz. The man unloaded the drinks. He put the can of power on the shelf. The boy walked. The boy grabbed the can of power. Can of power! He had power. He dropped his jelly on himself. He transformed into Jelly Boy. He was now Jelly Boy. He was walking in the streets. Somebody needed help. Help! He transformed. He chucked jelly. He raced to go and help. Thanks. Dr. Pin. Dr. Pin cut the jelly and ran away. No! Now Jelly Boy is angry. He made jelly to jump on. He jumped. Dr. Pin jumped and jumped. Jelly Boy was getting tired. Dr. Pin was getting tired too. What's that? Jelly Boy fired jelly. A huge jelly was about to fall on Dr. Pin. Dr. Pin was trapped. Aw, man. Or was he? Jelly Boy grabbed Dr. Pin and got jelly. Have some jelly. Do you want some jelly? Jelly Boy had trapped Dr. Pin in jelly. A strange portal opened behind Jelly Boy and sucked him in. Pop! He landed in a strange dimension. He found another portal. Sweet land. And another portal. Fog dimension. He found another portal. Water. He was running out of air. He needed help. To be continued. Jelly Boy and the portal.
Well, that was quite brilliant. Thank you so much, everybody who sent in a story for our collection. Just goes to show that children make by far the best story collectors, if you ask me. So the people whose stories we told today were Savi, Lana, Angelo, Ishani, Alina, Marley, Zainab, Lila and Fab. And I think they really were all quite brilliant. And thanks too for Kelly from Good Wolf People, who helped coordinate the whole thing. We hope to see you back in Croydon very soon. Bye.